into exciting, igniting, and delighting guests talking about surviving and thriving in the exponential world. Tune in to Risky Business on 1485 AM. Good news.
So we're back. Yes, it is that time of the day. We have our rock stars in studio, kidnapped by gypsies. We're going to play one of their tracks in a couple of minutes' time. But first, let me introduce the guys. We have Craig as the vocalist, Edwin, a guitarist, lead, of course, and Jayson on bass. He's already broken 2 glasses. Bass players. I mean, what can I say? Every band's, it's the weirdest thing with bass players. I've seen them fall through screen doors that doesn't exist. They're like me. I choke on air, I fall upstairs, and I trip over things that's not there. Maybe I should become a bass player.
It's like you watch us practice, man.
Oh, man. And then, of course, the man with the rhythm, Travis. Now, Travis, we've got something in common.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we do. Not just that jacket. I also play the drums.
Oh, really?
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
You want to step just a bit closer to the mic there, guys?
Sure.
So, do tell, where did the name come from? Kidnapped by gypsies.
I think one is it.
Yeah. Don't ask me, I'm shy. Well, actually my friend, I want to tell the story, my folks are actually listening. But the story begins basically, me and my old mates used to go out, my mates and his girlfriend, we went out partying in Joburg or festivals, and I'd always end up meeting this bohemian type woman and disappearing off into God knows where, having a job. And the next morning or the next day or whatever, she'd always say, well, you were just taken by a gypsy. And then we were trying to come up with names for the band. I mean, we went through a lot. I mean, so many names are taken. I mean, every name you want to come up, if you type it in on Facebook, it's taken. But I was watching this band, the 2-piece gold band called the Deep Valley, and what they were wearing, it reminded me of I was just thinking like Zeppelin back in 70s, what they used to wear, and I thought kind of like mystic, like gypsy, bohemian, and I thought like kidnapped by gypsies. Said it to the group and everybody.
Wow, everyone just liked that. Nothing wrong with that. And you guys have been together since 2016.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, influences then.
Ooh.
Oh, too many to mention. Because I just mentioned Led Zeppelin and everyone
that's a common one.
Everyone just jumped up and down.
Yeah.
Influences in general. I mean, where's my list? Sorry, Travis.
Yeah, I would say maybe like Arctic Monkeys, Kings of the Stone Age, and then going into some of the older stuff, Radiohead, Black Sabbath, Pink Floyd, with but just like prog vibe to it.
I can understand why Daryl likes their music and why I like their music. And Mondi went, our sound engineer went,
wow.
Yeah.
I think I'm on my way to liking the music too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Jayson.
Yes.
No, Mr. Bass Player. your influences then.
Yeah, it's the same, like Arctic Monkeys, Kings of the Stone Age,
Alright.
Led Zeppelin because of that bass.
No, fair enough. Absolutely.
That's right.
And of course, our lead guitarist, Edwin.
Oof.
Let me ask you this question. Give me your top 3 guitarists of all time.
Okay, they're not going to be the most common ones. I mean, I love Zeppelin, so I'm not going to say Page. I'm going to say Jack White. I'm going to say Johnny Greenwood from Radiohead and Graham Coxon from Blur. Because I like them because they play guitar, but they don't make it sound like a guitar. They're more like sonic guitarists than just straight up shredding, which I've always been more interested in.
Nothing wrong with that. So now our listeners know what to expect from Kidnapped by Gypsies. Let's play one of their tracks, Forest Moon. I'm going to ask you all sorts of difficult questions afterwards about the track, as you do. I'm always curious about these things. It's kind of human nature. Well, it's kind of my nature. So what do you do for a living type of thing? We're also going to get to that, by the way, because surely you guys have day jobs. But without further ado, Forest Moon by Kidnapped by Gypsies, only on Afternoon on the Rocks. My name is Munro. I'm joined in studio by my news desk.
Yes, of course. Matteo Varicora Savista.
And of course, from left to right,
Travis.
Craig.
Edwin.
And Jayson.
and they are
Kidnapped by Gypsies.
I like that.
Forest moon, cradle me in your.
Forest Moon, Kidnapped by Gypsies. Where did that come from? What was the influence behind this track?
So this track was actually the first one we wrote with me in the band. I came in for an audition, and obviously when you're auditioning for bands, one of the first things you do is learn a bunch of cover songs, just stuff from bands that you like, and that's what we came in and that's what we were doing. And then on that night, the guys were just showing me some stuff that they were writing, and some original stuff. And one of them was a little bit from what became Forest Moon, and I just remember listening to this being like, well, okay, for some reason it made me feel like I was lost in a forest. It just had this very ambient sound to it, and I just kept that imagery going when it came time to write lyrics, and that's what it became, Forest Moon. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. I like that. Travis, who's your favorite drummer?
Ooh, I'm good.
Travis Burrows.
I know there should be a long list. I know.
I think I'm gonna have to. He's a little bit crazy, and I think because his relationship that he had a little bit also in South Africa is Ginger Baker, Mr. Baker.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Now, day jobs. Surely you guys have day jobs, and I'm going to guess it's. Well, we spoke about this off air, and man, I tell you what, the variety, it's absolutely insane. Travis, you said, what do you do for it? What pays your bills?
So I work in the industrial automation industry, and I'm a training facilitator, and I teach people programming of micro PLCs in factories.
You wouldn't never judge a book, yeah?
No.
Yeah.
No, never judge a book. Right. Craig.
So I'm a sound engineer, and I'm a lecturer as well in sound engineering.
Well, he looks the part with the long hair. Come on. What is it with sound engineers and weird hairstyles?
We don't have time to cut it.
Exactly.
Wow.
Jayson, man on bass.
Yes.
What do you do?
I do real estate. Real estate.
Buying, selling, flipping.
Yeah, buying, selling.
Okay, all right. I'm sure a couple of our other presenters, they're going to want to have a couple of words with you, I'm sure about that. But never mind, that's a different plug. And Edwin, let me guess, you are, I'm going to say, an airline pilot.
Correct.
Exactly.
I'm a draftsman, basically.
A draftsman, okay.
Draftsman, basically an architecture in the engineering industry.
Oh.
I just draw pretty pictures and dimension them.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. Okay, well, any highlights, any mishaps? And I'm looking at Jayson.
Well, there's been a few deals that have fallen short now, especially with this COVID.
Oh, geez, I tell you, it's messed with a lot of people. But I mean, before that, any memorable performances?
Something weird that I kind of remember is someone throwing a shoe on stage. We kind of had to just remind him it's bras, not shoes.
Shoes. Oh, yeah, I know.
Wow.
I don't know, I think she was saying it might have been like a country tradition or something. I don't know what she was trying to get related.
Why a shoe? Oh my God. That is just the one.
Yeah, just one.
Munro, I just want to ask one question. I know my time is going to be out in no time. So I just want to ask you guys, I mean, there's so many genres of music that one can pick out of. And you're just like, as young as you are, you're like, you know what, we're just going to do rock music. Why? I don't know if you can answer that question just after my headlines. I'm going to make sure that I stick around to hear the response to that one.
Absolutely. So we're gonna get back to the guys from Kidnapped by Gypsies in a bit. But first, we're gonna get right into the last bit of the news. Well, back on the spot for the guys, yeah? What can we say? So the question was?
The question was, there's so many genres that we have. But you guys, as young as you are, you were like, you know what, we're going for this one. Why rock out of these genres, out of all these genres?
Well, I think I speak for all of us here when I say, you know, we grew up on it. We grew up on rock music since we were small. You know, our parents were into it, our siblings were into it, you know.
I used to steal my brother's CDs.
There we go. That's it. Borrow brothers' CDs, make mom listen to it, dropping us off at school. You know, it's like it's what we grew up on. It's what we love more than anything.
It's in your blood.
That's it.
I can completely relate to that.
Yeah, as they're responding, in my head, I'm like, that's you. Munro.
What I do cherish is we do listen to a vast amounts of music, and it can be from lo-fi to hip-hop to some heavier things to the jazz to all that, and I just see the way all those influences just can build on us and how we're making our music, and it's somehow we're trying to figure out our sound, I guess.
It kind of permeates through, you know.
That's it, yeah. I mean, you look at rock alone, that has so many subgenres. You've got thrash and prog and all these other subgenres, and I think if we had to pick one for ourselves, we'd be here all day because we all listen to so many different things and bring so many different things to the table that, like, you know, it's just a very unique fusion that we're playing around with at the moment. So.
Yeah.
No. Well, there's your answer. So, guys, I've got a million other questions, but I tell you what, I'm not going to get into them now. Not immediately, anyhow. I'm going to play some Led Zeppelin, and then we'll be back.
My tummy is
The Immigrant Song, only on Afternoon on the Rocks, joined in studio by Kidnapped by Gypsies.
It's not safe to be the one who knows the song.
So we've been talking about musical influences, and Led Zeppelin is one of them that cropped up. Now, question: rather when you get discovered and you get the label and all that, and the millions come floating in, and it's that whole rock star lifestyle. What's the first thing you guys would do? How big is that party going to be?
Don't jaws.
I don't think we've thought that far yet.
I think we've always realistically known that that's probably, like, you know, that kind of lifestyle is probably not going to happen. So we haven't thought about it very much. At least I haven't. But I guess lots of beer.
Oh yeah, well.
Which is going to be very expensive to get during this time.
There's no, which is fair. That's what I'm saying. As long as I'm involved, I'm more than happy with that. So yes, you've been together since 2016. How did you guys get together? Craig, you auditioned.
Yeah.
How did you get into the whole? Did you guys? What did you put a classified out or something?
So basically, I knew the guys before. I was the one of the in-house sound engineers at a venue called Sundowners in Alberton, where we stayed. And Kidnapped by Gypsies was one of the bands that I'd mixed on one or two occasions there. I always thought they were cool, and the one day I was looking for a drummer for a little reggae project, funny enough, that I wanted to start up. And Travis actually answered one of my ads. So it was like a Facebook group. It's like a Facebook community group thing of, like, you know, looking for bands, musicians looking for bands or whatever. So I'd done a little post in there, and Travis had answered me. He was keen to play some drums with me, and almost as soon as we started talking, there was I had seen a post from him as well saying that, you know, Kidnapped by Gypsies were looking for a singer. So I was like, well, you know, I'll give that a go as well. So we sort of juggled the two ideas together. You know, you play drums for my band, I'll sing for your band, kind of thing. And we all just got so engrossed in this. This became the focus. And
and strangely enough, I guess how it all started was on Facebook as well. Myself and Edwin got in contact through one of those groups, and just started off from there.
Yeah, it was funny. I was part of other people were forming a band, and I met Travis, and we were like, these two aren't working out, let's bail. And then from there we met Jay, Jay came aboard, and then we had a previous vocalist, played with her for about a year, and things didn't work out, and then obviously Craig came aboard.
All right. Now, when did you guys start? Okay, well, I mean, you've been singing forever, Craig. I mean, come on, good grief. I'm pretty sure of that. How did that start?
Funny enough, it hasn't been a very long time. I actually started on guitar. That was my first instrument. I was 14 or 15 in high school. I started a band in high school, and funny enough, seeing you here in your Megadeth gear, Dave Mustaine was one of my idols. I just wanted to be super fast and shred everyone's face off on guitar, like Dave Mustaine. But then as I got older and I was struggling to find people to play with, I was struggling to join bands because everyone plays guitar. So I picked up bass actually. So I'm a bassist falling all over things.
I see.
So my previous band I was actually playing bass, but slowly as I was picking up new instruments, vocals and singing was just something that I experimented with. I actually started with screaming, death metal screaming stuff. And that kind of taught me the breathing and the posture and all that nonsense. And then just the ear for pitch and stuff that I've developed through guitar and bass and whatever. Eventually one day I just tried singing stuff. I didn't shatter any windows and I just carried on.
All right, Jayson, bass. How did that come to?
So I also started with guitar around 12, 13. And then all my mates at that time were all playing guitar. So eventually they were like, come on, Jay, you get a bass. I'm like, no, you get the bass. Eventually I got a bass and I fell in love.
Oh, peer pressure wise. And drums. It is, I know, Travis, it is such a difficult instrument really to play. And great drummers, they make it look so effortless.
Sure.
I mean, I would get into a mood and I would play along with AC/DC for 3 hours solid. And tomorrow I can't lift my arms up.
Yeah.
How did you get into it?
Yeah, also from the teenage years, getting your parents to somehow organize you one of those cheap drum sets and you flog that off onto some young kid or something and you upgrade from there, and just self-taught or YouTube videos or whatever you can get your hands on, a copy of a book or something, and just that's about it. Just been carrying on since then.
It's nice for frustration, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely, believe me. And our lead guitarist also started with the
Guitar, yeah.
just standard guitar.
Yeah, guitar from the age, I think I was 14, 15, hearing the opening riff to Smells Like Teen Spirit, and I was like, I want to do that.
Oh. Well, that's also an interesting question. I mean, Notemo asked why rock. That wouldn't be the question, that would be the answer. What was the first rock song that captured you, that said, "Boetie, nee, kom jy saam met my"? What was that first hard rock song that you heard that you knew you needed to do this? This is not, it's a necessity like breathing.
For me, I guess it would be an album that introduced. I was younger years, and an older friend of mine gave me System of a Down, Toxicity.
Ooh.
And that just, probably, I guess.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing but Jayson, your son. Because I see you.
So there's a band called Him from Finland.
I know them. Oh, yeah, believe me.
Raja in My Arms was a song that I first listened to, and I fell in love with rock from there.
All right.
And then my brother's CDs, that's where I started stealing his CDs, because he had all their albums. I started listening to that.
Yeah, and then you bump into something else. And oh my God, this is lekker and this is lekker.
Exactly.
Edwin.
I was just thinking, it's funny with the whole CDs thing. This is like a guilty pleasure, but I suppose it was Blink-182's Take Off Your Passenger.
Yeah.
I stole that from my sister. She got that first, and I used to get home from school before her, and I used to I had my hi-fi then, I was like, I just saw that cover and I was like, okay, listen to this, and now it's singing about, just typical rock things, and I was just like, this is cool. And obviously, when hearing Nirvana Smells Like, I don't know if it was Teen Spirit or Come As You Are or Know You're Right. Either one of those two from Nirvana, and obviously the angst and in his voice and the guitar just drew me in. I was just, I know Kurt's not the best shredder as well, but it was the feel of the guitar. I think Jack White says the cool thing with distortion is if you were like picked on in high school or whatever, you bullied, whatever, like distortion is your way of like fighting back. So you like, here I am type.
Yeah, no, sure.
I've always fallen into that, you know.
And last but not least, Craig.
I would have to say Paranoid from Black Sabbath. That song's been ringing in my head since before I could walk with my dad, blasting Sabbath, Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Saturday mornings. I remember being a little kid crawling on the carpet and that melody to Paranoid from Black Sabbath is like possibly my earliest memory. I'm not even lying to you.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I would have to say so.
I'm not going to give mine away because then I'm going to like I said to you guys earlier outside, I said, yes, die ouens, dankie, ek voel nou stok uit. I mean, you guys are kind of spring chickens in comparison. I'm not going to go there. In the meantime, we're going to play a bit of Foo Fighters and we're going to come back. Well, our time is running out at a rapid pace, as it normally does, especially on a Friday. So Foo Fighters coming up with Learn to Fly.
Forest moon, cradle me.
So, Kidnapped by Gypsies in studio with me on this fine Friday afternoon. We're running out of time at a rapid pace. We've got about 10 minutes to go. Now, I still have so many questions. We're going to have to get you back for a second interview. Absolutely. Or maybe just, no, absolutely. A definite yes. Girlfriends, wives, what do they, the support? I know the hours that you guys have to run is crazy. People think, you get on stage and you sit down with a bit of paper and you write a track. Doesn't work that way. Give us the whole rundown, how to produce. Where does the inspiration come from? Is it something you see? Is it something you do? Do you guys all write it together? I mean,
I think it forms. Writing songs is always, every song is always different. But mainly for us, I would say that the music would come first, and then Craig would write the lyrics to that. So we would figure out something. If I had a riff, Jay had a bass riff, Travis even had a drum beat. Forest Moon came about by Travis having that drum beat, and I had these chords in mind that I played along, and then that's what sparked that idea. So it's always different.
No,
I'm sure like the Beatles and even them used to say, you can't really put a formula on something like it. But I would say more or less for us, it's generally the music comes before the lyrics.
Okay, all right.
At least so far.
So far, yeah.
So far, now sure. What are you guys working on at the moment?
We're actually working on an EP at the moment. We went straight into recording the rest of the songs in our set. So we've got 2 songs that are about halfway to being done recording wise. So next milestone will definitely be EP, and that's what we're busy with right now.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. Like I asked, wives and girlfriends and all that, is there time for a social life? Because you've got the day job as well, and now, after hours, obviously you guys are throwing yourselves, full body first into this, into the band. So where do you chill? Where do you relax? What do you guys do in your off time, if there is off time?
Fortunately, we all do stay pretty close to each other, so we'll just meet up at each other's houses, hang out, or bar or something,
Yeah, me and my girlfriend live together.
Take it easy,
I live with my girlfriend as well.
I think 3 of us. Travis's lady comes and visits as well. So we do it. We have a decent balance, I would say.
Yeah. I'm not sure about you guys. I met my girlfriend at a gig. So, I saw her from stage, she's at a show. So that's what she liked to do for fun anyway. So she kind of just formed part of the lifestyle anyway, luckily.
Well, I must say to your ladies, good luck. It's a lot of patience. Jayson.
I still got 2 boys as well.
Oh my word!
Yes,
That's but again, bass players, isn't it? Just these kids said I should pick on you, all right? No, absolutely. But I tell you what, I'm seeing big things for you guys, and keep me in the loop. Send me your new tracks. as soon as they're done. And I'd love to have you guys back in studio again. I'd love to have more tracks of yours on the system so I can play more and more and more.
As soon as they're done, you'll get them, Munro. Thank you for giving bands like us a platform.
Yes,
Especially during this difficult time when we can't play shows, and stations like you guys and many others. I'm sure I speak for all the bands that you play on your station. Thank you for giving us this.
Oh no, man! It is just a pleasure. I love new talent. I love new music. If someone says to me, "Listen to this," and this is it's a thing, and people should do this. If someone comes to you and said, "Listen to this song," sit down and listen because it's important. It is absolutely important. And with that, I am going to have to leave you. Guys, it's been such a pleasure. It's always a joy having guests in studio, and I really want you guys to come back in the future. But get those songs done. I want them.
Definitely.
Good grief. We're going to be kicking down doors for you guys. But never mind. In the meanwhile, I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to leave you with the following. The great thing about rock and roll is you realize the top of the mountain is big enough for more than one band. My name is Munro. This is Afternoon on the Rocks. I'm signing off. I'm out of here, but I'm not going to leave you hanging. I've got Unbreakable by Everlit. Monday, be back, same time, same place. And we're going to play you some awesome tracks again and local music too. So if you have if you are part of a band out there, unsigned rock, do let us know. Keep in touch. And maybe next Friday you're in the studio with me.